All right, good evening, everyone. I'm calling this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. It is Monday, March 9th. This is a regular meeting of the Town Council. Will everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The following Town Council members are present in chambers: Gagnon, Kohut, Mauer, Lapellis, Formicella, Wales, O'Rourke, and Duva. Following Town Council members absent this evening, we have no Town Council members remote this evening. Moving on to our consent calendar, if there's no objection, I'm going to pass the consent calendar as presented. Okay, no objection, I'm passing the consent calendar as presented. I ask that communication items A through R be incorporated into the minutes of our meeting. And moving on to number 5, public participation. I will begin with those members of the public that are presently in Town Council chambers. What I would ask is, so I'm going to open up public participation. We're going to go one by one, 3 minutes, name and address for the record. The best thing to help me out would be is if you intend to participate, to kind of just form a little bit of a line so that we can move through everybody that wants to participate, okay? All right, and we have some order where I'm not picking favorites, all right? So first come, first serve, public participation. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate this evening?
My name is Catherine Swan, 74 Old Castle Drive. Strong schools are what make Monroe Monroe. They are the cornerstone of any healthy town. With all due respect, the senior center is not, although I happily pay my taxes to support it because I believe it is an asset to the community. If you imagine our town as a living being, alive with a heartbeat, quality education are its legs. Strong schools support the community as a living entity. When you cut funding from the education budget, you amputate the kids and the residents of the town, taking it out at its knees to spite its face. Let the people decide if they would like to run or to crawl. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This next individual I'd like to participate, just name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Rita Pusker, and I live at 5 Perch Drummond Drive.
Thank you.
This is my second year as the student representative for the Board of Education meetings and my third year as the co-historian for the class of 2026. I'm here today to speak on behalf of the student body, the 3,500 students whose education will be directly impacted by the budget cuts. In education, our goal should be to nurture and teach the next generation of community leaders. The town of Monroe has a responsibility to ensure we, the students, are given the resources we need to succeed. By following through with these budget cuts, you are choosing to hinder our quality of education in exchange for roughly $15 off your taxes. What this tells the student body is that we are not an investment the town finds worthy. We are not deserving of the excellent schooling our town can offer. This budget cut will only limit our opportunities for growth and development. Changes like larger classes, fewer clubs and electives, and starting our second language classes at an even later rate will only hurt the students. The students of Monroe, when given the right opportunities, are capable of amazing things. I have seen this firsthand. I have watched my peers lead world-class robotics teams, start their own businesses, and win numerous state championships. They have grown into people this town should be proud of, not despite their education, but because of it. This outcome is a reflection of the programs, teachers, and resources that this community offers. When you choose to cut our district's funds, you will be choosing to raise the future generation with fewer tools, fewer opportunities, and a clear message that their potential is not worth protecting. Like many families, my parents chose this district because of the quality of our schools. That reputation is on the line when you choose to underfund our district. I am asking you to show the student body that our education and learning is still valued in Monroe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that would like to participate this evening? Please name and address for the record.
Sarah Gordon, 36 Oakwood Drive. So I'm a homeowner and resident and business owner in Monroe. We moved here, like many others, for the schools. I'm proud to have a student in a rising kindergarten next year. And the past couple of years, the budget cuts that the schools are facing are just make me wonder, did we make the right choice moving to Monroe, opening my business in Monroe? The proposed cuts are going to result in loss of faculty and staff, larger class sizes, elimination of important programs and stipends that make our schools special. I also used to work in schools, and it's more than just the four walls. It's more than the people that are there. It's the whole community. Kids need to feel safe. They need to feel supported, or they're not going to learn. And what we can do to make our town better, to raise the next generation even better, is by supporting these kids, helping them feel safe, helping them feel supported, giving them what they need, not overcrowding them in crowded classrooms, not moving them up to a high school before they're ready, not by having their needs be the bottom of what we're considering. The Board of Ed asked for a reasonable increase in line that is in line and actually lower than most of our neighbors. Costs go up every year. They do for everything. It's something that we need to manage. We figure out how to pay more for groceries. We figure out how to pay more for our gas. We need to figure out how to pay more for our schools and maintain what we have. We're not looking at huge capital improvements. We're just trying to keep the teachers we have.
Thank you so much. Is there any other member of the public that would like to participate? Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Elizabeth Richer, 3 Founders Way. Nice to see you all again. The first selectman has stated that he needs to look out for the needs of all residents in Monroe, not just those with children in the schools. While I agree that the needs of all residents should be reflected in the town's budget, the quality of our schools impacts the entire town. When we pay taxes, we support programs and services for the good of all residents, not only for those specific ones we plan to use. The financial case for fully funding our schools is well established. Research from the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that every dollar a community invests in public schools returns at least $20 in home value. Strong school districts command home prices 10 to 20% higher than comparable homes in average districts. And those homes sell an average of 8 days faster. Again, that's not my data. This is from the National Bureau of Economic Research. A study cited by the New York Times found that a 5% improvement in school test scores correlates with a 2.5% increase in home values. Strong public schools are a hedge against market volatility, and underfunding them is a risk to every homeowner in this town. This isn't an emotional matter. It's a financial matter, and research clearly points to the importance of funding education. I will continue to urge the First Selectman, and I will implore the Board of Finance to restore the full Board of Education funding. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Thank you. Name and address for the record.
Again, everyone. My name is Tiffany Locanti, 334 Moose Hill Road. I stand before you today, again, a resident, a parent, and a first grade teacher at Swan Hollow, to discuss a fundamental inequity in the proposed budget. While overall our town's revenue is projected to rise over $3.7 million, an increase of nearly 3.5%, the distribution of these funds suggests a startling lack of parity between our municipal departments and our schools. The First Selectman's budget allows for a 6.33% increase in town spending, yet it limits the Board of Education to only 2.68% of an increase. This is not just a numbers game, but it is a human cost. While we all acknowledge the rising costs of contractual obligations and benefits, the town's solution has been lopsided. On the town side, the budget is adding 5 new full-time positions, including 2 in IT and 2 in the police department. This is despite the fact that our police to resident ratio is already very strong for the state of Connecticut at 1 in 352. And the IT positions are a little vague because they appear to already be in place. Whereas on the Board of Ed side, the schools are being forced to cut 13 to 18 staff members, including 8 to 11 certified teachers. To put that in perspective, losing 11 certified teachers is the functional equivalent of closing Monroe out.
To do this at a time when our enrollment has increased nearly 10% over the last few years and continues to climb steadily with additional housing being built is irresponsible and short-sighted. If this budget passes as it stands, our students will lose freshman sports, world language access at the middle school, math support that is critically needed, and essential supplies. We are effectively asking all educators, myself included, to do more with significantly less, while most municipal departments, though not all, I will be fair, are shielded from that same reality. People move to Monroe for the schools. Our home values have risen 10% over the last 3 years and are anchored by the quality of our education system. When my own family was looking, every single open house we attended, every single one sheet we were handed, highlighted and celebrated the quality of the Monroe Public Schools. I bought here first, and I actively look for a job here after working in previous districts, Stratford, Bridgeport, Brookfield, because of all the wonderful things I had seen and heard and the data coming out about Monroe. By underfunding the Board of Ed to the point of staff layoffs, while simultaneously adding to our town headcount, we are damaging our town's greatest economic driver. I am asking for 2 things. Restore the full budget request. If we can afford new town employees and a grant writer with unproven returns, we can afford to keep teachers in the classrooms, supporting our kids. Second, add an advisory question to the ballot. Let the taxpayers clearly state if they believe this budget is too high, too low, or just right. This decision should not fall on one person's shoulders. Leave it to the town at referendum. We are not asking for the world, we are asking for equity. Support our schools with the same vigor this budget supports our municipal departments. Give our schools their fair share. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Thank you. Name and address, please.
My name is Mike Rubin, 51 Longview Road. I moved to this town 12 years ago from Shelton. Shelton did what we have done the last few years. It's the reason why we left. My wife is a teacher. I started my career in education, working for colleges as an admissions counselor. You cannot hurt our children by cutting money from a budget when it is what pulls and keeps a town vibrant. We saw what happened when Shelton cut $1 million 3 years in a row from their budget in the early 2000s. It killed their district. We moved up here because it was solid. We had programs and options for our children that will give them greater flexibility out in the world. Please reinstate this money. You have a lot of groups in town. You have all the PTOs, all the booster clubs that do our best to supplement the schools, but we cannot supplement $1.6 million in loss. And you're going to hurt our children in the long run. You're going to put us in less position for higher standings at colleges. Because we don't have the fundamentals, we don't have the flexibility. You're going to cut AP exams eventually because you just won't have the staff to teach it. I beg the council and the Board of Finance, please reconsider. Are our children's future not worth $15 a month on average to everybody's taxes? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate this evening?
Hi, I am Ashley Arroyo. I am located at 40 Chadwick Court, and this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done in my life, so bear with me. First, let me just say this is not emotional for me. This is my finance and accounting background speaking 110%. The numbers don't make sense. I'm sorry, but you took last year's numbers.
Ma'am, you can't address any member of council or any individual. Just direct your comments directly to council itself.
For clarity.
Thank you.
What I will say is that it seems that a flat amount was given to a single entity or department without just cause for any kind of indication or reasoning, line per line item, which every other department was given the satisfaction of doing. I have been through every line of that budget. I have seen that for office expenses, some departments were given almost $1,000, some decreased theirs $100. I have looked at every line item to try and understand and make it make sense. And unfortunately, when you're talking about 75% of your workforce being within the schools and 18 to 19% of your population directly affected by this for 182 days, they are not reaping the benefit of what our town is. Our town is fully funded. They're adding staffing. They are fully accepting all contractual insurance and pay increases. They are addressing every single financial need. We have a new registrar voting system going in with new machines and new software and additional hours paid to that individual to make sure it's under control and handled. We are not offering our education the same support or, quite frankly, attention. And that's a shame because they deserve it. Again, for 75% of the staff of the town, for the 18 to 19% of our town population of students every day influenced by this. I would ask that you please, number one, give us the option to have an amendment to say if we want the budget higher or lower within the vote. And please reinstate the full amount for the well-being of our children and make the numbers make sense. One last thing, in a recent interview, it was stated by Mr. Rooney, First Selectman Rooney, that the children should be the last affected by this. And I think what these numbers show is that our kids have actually been the first affected by this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Thank you. Name and address when you get down here. It's a little tricky to go that way.
David Santor, 64 Mustang Drive. So I'm not sure how long a lot of the folks here have lived in Monroe, but I was born in Connecticut. I actually moved out as an adult, and I came back to raise a family by way of Northern Virginia. And my wife and I specifically chose Monroe just for the schools, as a lot of folks have said over here. In fact, we'll be sending our first to Fawn Hollow next year. And frankly, the news of these proposed cuts, it just feels like the rug is being pulled up from underneath us and young families like mine. Running some of the numbers, I think folks have said like $15 extra a month. I'd be paying about $30 extra a month, and I would pay more in order to keep the funding of where it would be. I know sometimes it's easy to look at some of the younger families and probably think, well, when your kids graduate, they'll probably flip and not want to pay for schools. And I'll leave you with this proverb that I learned in school. And a society grows great when old men and women plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. And I hope that by keeping to not cut the Board of Education's budget, I too am helping to plant trees along with the other concerned people around me here that I will never sit in their shade.
Thank you very much. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Oh, we're dueling people. I'm going to go with my guy on the right and then go with the other. Hi, name and address, please.
Ray Renda, 25 Sunset Hill Drive. I kindly ask you to please look at the budget again. Talking $15. The new salt deduction is probably $11.30 to restore full funding. So it's tax deductible as well for $11.30. Please try and restore funding.
Thank you very much. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate? I believe it was back my left corner. Yep. Thank you. Name and address, please.
Hi, Julie Avellino, 21 Crescent Place.
Go ahead.
This is on the fly, sitting back there. The comments that have been made about seniors need to be protected. As a broker of 21 years, three-time homeowner in this town. The first-time homebuyer is now nationally 40 years old. Also, the average first-time parent with a four-year education is in their 40s, which makes many of the parents in this town now and in the future also seniors, whether you use the AARP number or the 62-year-old Social Security number. My oldest daughter, who graduated class of 2023, was a Stepney kid. All three of them were. I think I had her when I was 28. I don't even remember. Bought my first house here in 2004. I sat at kindergarten orientation next to a mom of an only child. She was retired and 52 years old at kindergarten orientation. You cannot separate seniors from parents anymore unless you want to be completely blind of demographic change across the entire United States of America. With that, I ask you to really reconsider what you're doing to this town by over favoring seniors, which is cover for the town hall budget, and harming students and parents who, quite frankly, if they're seniors with kids in high school, need the best education possible, because those kids are going to need scholarships because those parents are going to be retiring. That is all.
Thank you very much. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Once, going twice. Okay, thank you.
I want to steal the show from the Board of Ed, but Dustin Holt, 30 Richmond Drive. More of an update for the town council. We had met with the subcommittee prior to water main extension meeting, and we are currently waiting for the Director of Public Works to get the numbers to Mr. Rooney. The numbers came in on February 20th, and he's looking to meet with you possibly tomorrow. So it's on your agenda. I don't have a ability to talk to you after, so I just want to bring it up to you as a follow-up. Us and the rest of the neighborhood are still waiting for numbers. That's all.
Thank you very much. Is there another member of the public that would like to participate this evening that is in town council chambers? I'm not seeing anyone, so I'm going to move online. Is there any member of the, okay, so the online's a little bit tricky. So if you have the ability online to digitally raise your hand, I'm going to ask you to hit that emoji to raise your hand to indicate that you'd like to speak. At that point, we will go through each of those who have indicated that they would like to participate one by one until we're finished. So, Mr. First Selectman, I would just ask, has any participant that is here online indicated that they would like to participate by raising their digital hand?
At this point, Mr. Chairman, there's no one.
All right. I'm going to throw back one more time to council chambers. We did just have someone arrive, so if you'd like to participate, you can. Or if anybody has decided in the last minute or two they would like to participate, is there any member of the public that would like to participate this evening? I'm sorry. You were, no, you can come forward. No, I didn't want to make it feel like you were singled out, but you're the only person who entered the room before I moved on. So if you like to, you can take a breath, it's fine.
Dinner on the table, sorry.
I'm going to start 3 minutes until you're ready to go.
Hi. My name is Colleen Lucas. I live at 31 East Maiden Lane. I'm a parent of a third grade student at Monroe. A parent educator at Monroe and a homeowner at Monroe. We moved here almost 4 years ago, primarily for the highly rated schools, and we love it here. Excuse me. There will always be people who argue that the budget is inflated, and those who argue that there's never enough to meet the needs of the district. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. But there are times when the stakes are higher, when it's more than a difference of opinion,
when the decisions made today will impact the foundation of what has taken decades to build and would take decades to repair. When our buildings are in desperate need of repair, when the classrooms and teachers are already at capacity and the population is growing, and when the proposed cuts are altering the standard of education we are offering, I think we've gone past a difference of opinion and need to ask, what is the end goal here? How will this path lead to a strong future for our children in our town? Looking at what Monroe is facing today, I can't help but think about the town in which I grew up, Valhalla, New York, when they faced similar challenges 25 years ago. Impending population growth, aging buildings, increasing demands in education and technology, and the realization that something had to be done. The community voted to approve a huge investment in the district. They built a new school, added 2 new wings on existing buildings, built technology labs, improved sports fields, hired more staff. Investments were made at a vulnerable time, and 25 years later, there's no question that the district and the town have flourished. Valhalla is highly ranked across all categories, and the town continues to be one of the most desirable to live. I give this as an example of what you can look forward to if you make the necessary investment in the right way and not turn your back on the children, teachers, and homeowners in Monroe. Valhalla continues to invest in the district, adding and improving year after year. And what they didn't do was cut funding from schools to save a few dollars a month. Since September, I have been working as a paraeducator at Monroe, and I have an entirely new perspective on the classroom and school environment and the demands on the teachers to meet the needs of each student. It is only possible with smaller classes and cooperative help from paras, sped teachers, psychologists, social workers, specialist teachers, and administrators. It occurred to me after a very short time in the school that every classroom should have a para or an assistant, and we should definitely not be cutting staff. Teaching is very hands-on and interactive, and they're doing it while also caring deeply about the needs of each child, from difficulties learning, behavioral and emotional struggles, and much, much more. All while rain is dripping into the classroom from a leaking roof that long needs to be replaced. The idea that the budget is not fully funded and supported by the first selectman is a shame to me and tells me that he really hasn't spent very much time understanding the needs of the district and how these cuts will impact the community. As a homeowner, I know how taxes can hurt, especially these days with every expense going as high as they are. The one beacon of light is that our property values have held, which we owe in good part to the great reputation of Monroe School District. Where will we be when that goes away? I put my money behind a good education system every time. I don't want to see my child learning in a trailer in the middle of winter, or not enjoying a school sports team until the 10th grade, or not having the same opportunities to learn a different language as surrounding school districts. I want to see these kids have options to choose from and not just have to settle on the limited bare minimum we can offer them. Not to mention the added expense of paying for these services out of pocket when we're not getting them in the school we pay taxes for. Even greater than that would be the burden of private school to make sure our child is getting the education he deserves to compete in the world. Taxes are high already. What are we getting for it? Like many people, we came here for the schools, and we expect that the money we pay will go toward maintaining the high standard we deserve.
Thank you very much. Is there any other member of the public that would like to participate that's here in town council chambers? All right, hearing none, seeing none, I'm going to close public participation. I'm going to move on to our appointments agenda. Moving on to our first appointment, which is Resolution 26-016. Madam Vice Chair Wales.
I move that the Town Council adopt the Resolution 26-016 to consider and act upon the resolution regarding the appointment of Deidre Stelmack, R., to the Board of Finance for a term ending November 22nd, 2027.
Okay, so there is a motion to appoint Deirdre Stelmack to the Board of Finance for a term ending November 22nd, 2027. Is there a second? Second. Second by Councilmember Mauer. Madam Vice Chair, discussion on this?
On behalf of the Monroe Republican Town Committee, the following appointment listed below is for your and the Town Council's consideration. Deidre Stelmack, R., Board of Finance for a term ending November 22nd, 2027. replacing the vacancy created by Mark O'Donnell. Mrs. Stelmack and her husband Ron have been residents of Monroe for 39 years. She holds a bachelor's degree in accounting and has been the treasurer of St. Peter's Grace Church since 1991. Deidre has an extensive background of working in the field of accounting for various companies. Deidre is currently retired. She enjoys a variety of activities such as walking, reading, and knitting. Some of her interests include scrapbooking and spending time with her grandchildren. Deidre is eager to serve the town of Monroe as a member of the Board of Finance, where she can bring her skill set and passion of giving back to the community. Thank you. Sincerely, Vita Stone, Republican Town Vacancy Committee Chair.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. I will note for the discussion on this item, Mrs. Stelmack was interviewed at LNA this evening by Councilmember Mauer and myself. We asked about conflicts of interest, if she would recuse herself from potential conflicts of interest, whether or not she could act in a collegial way, if she'd follow the rules and regulations of the town of Monroe and state of Connecticut, the United States Constitution. She confirmed that she would be able to do all of those things. Additionally, she spoke about her her accounting background. Professionally, she's been a long-time resident since the 1980s here in Monroe, including raising, I believe, 2 children here in Monroe. I believe 2 children, 2 girls.
Two girls.
Yeah, here in the town of Monroe. And so it was a positive referral to move Mrs. Stelmack to this council for full consideration. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Congratulations, Mrs. Stelmack. And if you could just please come forward to take the oath of office. And you're going to be very busy in the next month.
You have to memorize it.
I have to memorize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Contrary to popular belief.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you, Deirdre Stelmack, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and the Monroe Town Charter, so as long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, the duties of the office of Board of Finance to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
You are sworn in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're moving on to our second appointment, appointment B, resolution 26-017. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-017. Resolved that the Monroe Town Council hereby approves the first selectman's appointment of Nancy Diasso R to the Commission for the Aging for a term ending July 2nd, 2026.
Thank you. There's a motion to appoint Nancy Diazzo, the Commission on Aging. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ben Duva. Madam Vice Chair, discussion.
Pursuant to chapters 4, section 2 of the town charter, I hereby make the following appointment subject to the approval of the town council. Nancy Diasso R to the Commission for the Aging for a term ending July 2nd, 2026. Ms. Diasso has lived in the town of Monroe for over 60 years. She is retired and currently a volunteer and a member of the Monroe Senior Center. Nancy is also a member of the Monroe Volunteer Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary, where she has held various positions over the years. Some of Nancy's interests include pickleball, knitting, puzzles, and attending the YMCA. She also enjoys spending time with her grandchild. Nancy is eager to serve on the Commission for the Aging. Her goals are to help support Monroe seniors by being of assistance in the areas of safety, transportation, health, and fitness. This appointment replaces a vacancy created by Marion Callow.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Any other discussion on this nomination? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-017, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Moving on to item C, resolution 26-018. Madam Vice Chair.
Jonathan?
Yeah. Oh,
He's here.
oh, okay.
Is it okay to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
We will hold off.
Are you? Raise your right hand, please. Do you, Nancy Diazzo, solemnly swear, solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that you will faithfully discharge, according to law in the town of Monroe Charter, your duties on the Commission of Aging to the best of your abilities, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you and congratulations. This is all information on me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item C, resolution 26-018. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the Town Council adopt Resolution 26-018. Resolved that the Monroe Town Council hereby approves the first selectman's appointment of Patricia DeMore, Democrat, to the Library Board of Trustees for a term ending November 30, 2027.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Mauer. Madam Vice Chair, discussion.
Pursuant to Chapter 4, Section 2 of the Town Charter, I hereby make the following appointment subject to the approval of the Town Council. Patricia DeMore, D, to the Library Board of Trustees for a term ending November 30, 2027. Patricia has been a proud resident of Monroe for over 42 years. Her two sons attended Monroe Public Schools from kindergarten through high school graduation. Patricia is retired from the New Haven Public Schools, where she served as supervisor of K through 12 literacy and library media studies. Currently, she is an adjunct professor in the Education Department at Sacred Heart University, teaching future educators, both undergraduate and graduate students, in strategies for effective instruction in reading, writing, and other literacy skills. This role allows Patricia to share her experience and help nurture the next generation of teachers. She firmly believes that as a society, we have an obligation to ensure our young people are literate and aspire to be lifelong readers. The library should serve as a cornerstone resource for all ages in every community, and for that reason, Patricia would be honored to serve on the Edith Wheeler Memorial Library Board of Trustees. This appointment replaces a vacancy created by Pat Shea.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all in favor of Resolution 26-018, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Is she here this evening? No? Do you guys know? No? Okay. All right, moving on. Moving on to item D, Resolution 26-019. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the Town Council adopt Resolution 26-019. Resolved that the Monroe Town Council hereby approves the first selectman's appointment of Suzanne Testani Art to the Conservation and Water Resources Commission for a term ending December 5, 2028.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll give it to Councilmember Kohar. Madam Vice Chair.
Pursuant to Chapter 4, Section 2 of the Town Charter, I hereby make the following appointment subject to the approval of the Town Council. Suzanne Testani Art to the Conservation and Water Resources Commission for a term ending December 5, 2028. Ms. Testani is a resident of the town of Monroe. Before retiring, Suzanne worked as a program coordinator for the town of Greenwich. She held several elected positions while living in the town of Trumbull, serving on Town Council for 8 years as vice chair. She was also elected to the Board of Education, where she served for 3.5 years, 2 of which were as vice chair. Suzanne also serves for 3 years as vice chair on Trumbull's Recreation Board. Some of Suzanne's interests are horses, which she is an owner of, and a passion for the outdoors. She enjoys spending time with her family and volunteering in her church and community. She is also passionate about fitness and nutrition. With Suzanne's extensive background in a variety of areas, she will be a valuable member of the Conservation and Water Resources Commission. This appointment fills a vacancy on this commission.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting Resolution 26-019, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Mrs. Tassani is here. Be sworn in.
Do you, Suzanne Testani, solemnly swear, solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that you will faithfully discharge, according to law and the Town of Monroe Charter, your duties on the Conservation and Water Resource Commission to the best of your ability, so help you God, or upon penalty or perjury?
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So those are all our appointments for this evening. Moving on to action items, Town Council Committee on Finance, Education, Health, Public Safety Matters. Councilmember Lapellis, any update?
No updates.
Okay. Moving on to item B, Town Council Committee on Planning, Zoning, Public Works, and Park and Recreation Matters. Councilmember Juva.
We have not met since the last meeting, but as Mr. Holt, who spoke earlier, there's things going on. I'm sure we'll meet in the near future.
So you guys have plans to meet once you receive the information that you're looking for?
Correct.
Thank you. All right, and again, that will be a publicly available meeting. Yes, we posted all of that. Thank you. Town Council Committee on Legislative and Administrative Matters. This meeting Councilmember Mauer and I met to review all the items of new business, meaning 020, 021, 022, and 2023, as well as one matter that was presented during our consent agenda related to the Highway Safety Project grant application, and also the nomination to the Board of Finance. All those items reached consensus to move to council this evening. Moving on to item D, Strategic Planning Committee. I believe we did meet since our last town council meeting, because I believe our last town council meeting was canceled because of the snow. We did meet as a committee, and we had interviews and question and answer period with all the department chairs regarding the capital projects listed in the first selectman's budget. We had an opportunity to ask about those projects, gather as much information as we could about those capital projects as those capital projects move forward throughout the next fiscal year as they become available to council. I expect strategic planning will have another meeting in the future regarding those projects, and specifically related to, as they come up with our financial planning as it relates to bonding. And so that is the update for strategic planning this evening. I'll move on to item E, Open Space Preservation and Acquisition Committee. At first, I had received a communication from the Office of the First Selectman regarding a potential property at 3 Rollage Pond Road in Monroe, Connecticut. I'm going to refer that property to that committee so that committee can perform an investigation as to suitability of that property regarding open space. So Councilmember O'Rourke, I will leave that to you to bring that information to that committee, as well as to work with the Office of the First Selectman regarding the investigation of that potential purchase. Any other update, Councilmember O'Rourke?
We have not met since our last meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. And item F, our First Selectman's update. First Selectman Rubin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It comes with very sad news. Mr. Bernard Sippen has passed away. Well, I did reach out to the family in order to say this to individuals, but Mr. Bernard Sippen, for almost a century, was a staple in everything Monroe. His altruistic nature and ongoing philanthropy will be remembered by all who knew Mr. Sippen. Mr. Sippen, known as Bernie, was a man of traditional values and told stories in the equivalence to an historian. Although his condition had been deteriorating for the last few years, Bernie will always be remembered by this town that he loved so very much. May he rest in peace, and from the town of Monroe, condolences to the Sippen family and friends. In operations, controlled air visit. Public Works and I met with 2 representatives from Controlled Air at the Mary Wade Senior Center Care Facility in New Haven. We are looking into a cogen heating system for both Monroe Elementary and the community center site. Cogen systems are a gas-powered heating unit that also powers a generator that produces its own electricity. Taking any structure it's retrofitted into, at minimum 65% off the outside electric grid, drastically reducing electric costs. Conversations will be ongoing, and this council will be advised as more information is presented as this initiative unfolds. Police union contract. The town came to a temporary agreement with the police contract. While negotiations with the police union can be complex, we value the collaborative process of working together as a team. This council will be meeting to discuss in the near future. Aquarian and RWA update. I attended a press conference at the Capitol Building in Hartford in regards to the sale of Aquarian to RWA. Many town mayors and selectmen and women gathered to speak on behalf of the impact this sale will have on their communities. Unfortunately, despite town leaders' efforts, Pura has officially approved the sale. This has potential to impact a large loss of tax revenue to Monroe due to RWA having tax exemption status. Much is yet to be revealed in this highly televised and controversial topic. Annual report. The audit was done and per charter requirement, the annual report has been released. The annual report is located on all official town websites. All advances in each department are addressed in this annual report, so please read it, as there is a lot of information in this report that our citizens commonly discuss. To view the annual report, click the link here. This update will be online as well as the report. If anybody wants a copy of my update for that link, I could certainly give it. I have a few extras here. Community update. Stepney Volunteer Fire Department Bingo Night. I attended and was a caller at the Stepney Volunteer Fire Department Bingo Night. It was extremely well attended. You're smiling because you were there, Ms. Diazzo. It was a lot of fun, about 100, maybe 110, 120 people. It was fantastic. Anyway, we enjoyed it and it raised some money for the Stepney Fire Department, which we all love and respect. Very exciting about this news, Monroe Ninja Academy ribbon cutting. Very excited to announce Monroe's Ninja Academy was opened. Monroe's own Joe Moravsky, who has competed on the national show, opened this gym the past weekend to kids and adults alike. This is a wonderful facility to come to Monroe. The gym will benefit our future youth and beyond. The town is looking forward to all this facility would do. Congratulations and good luck to Joe and his family. Also, thank you to Councilman Mauer, Councilwoman Gagnon for showing support at those events. I'd like to see more of us going to these events. I know it's busy on the weekends. People have things going on, but when you make time to go, it means a lot to these business owners. Were you there, Kathy?
Was not.
Okay, because you're looking at me like I forgot you, because I've done that in the past, and I don't want to make that mistake again. Okay. And that is all. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
may I inquire of the first selectman, Mr. First Selectman, can we have an update on the status of the St. Jude renovations?
So the status of the it's community center site now. I didn't update because not much has changed, but we are just finishing the kitchen.
Are there any cost?
So what's that?
Any cost overruns that we should be aware of?
No, there's none. We're still working off the original money that was supported by this council, as well as the grant money that we received through the Brownfield grant.
Good.
So I'm trying to do this building without any burden and trying to get as many grants as we can. The goal of this building was to get that gym open and get the kitchen operational. Once that's done, I do have IT this week looking at the audio and the visual and things of that nature. So we have a lot of people excited to use that building. So we're excited to get it open. I gave a deadline of March 17th to hopefully get it to where we want it to go. And it looks like we'll probably have this operational, if I was a betting man, probably May. May looks like a reasonable month to start this.
Thank you so much.
Well, you should come down and take a look at it too.
Thank you.
It looks wonderful.
Chairman,
Councilmember Gagnon.
when you say operational, do you mean for some departments, for all departments, for the public?
Explain departments.
I'm aware that Park and Recs, I believe, is going to be going into.
They'll be managing the programs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any other departments that are going into that building.
No, that's it. We did IT.
Okay.
So we have IT there because they were in the back of Monroe L. In basically a closet, and their equipment was overheating and so on and so forth. So we put IT there. But that is in conjunction with the schools and everything else. So IT's there and Parks and Rec, but those will be the only departments that will be there.
And it's going to be open to the public, correct? Operational meaning ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be open to Monroe public. It'll also be open to out of town that want to rent it. There'll be a lot of functions that we can conduct there, yes.
Thank you. And that's all for action items this evening. We have no matters of unfinished business this evening. We'll move on to new business. New business item A, which are donations which exceed $1,500. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council accept the following donations that individually exceed $1,500. To Community and Social Services, $6,163.90 from Rotary Club Helping Hand fundraiser. To Emergency Medical Services, $2,500 from Camilla Bovino. To the Food Pantry, $2,500 from Camilla Bovino. To Project Warmth, $2,500 from Camilla Bovino.
Thank you. There's a motion to accept 4 donations which individually exceed $1,500. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Mallor. Mr. First Selectman, any discussion?
Sorry, I was reorganizing
Fine.
my stuff. Did we just talk about donations?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. As always, the donations are very much appreciated. Many of our departments and town functions work off of donations for their additional extracurricular activities such as EMS and things that they hold. So we appreciate the donations, and that goes for any department in Town Hall, Board of Education. If you feel you'd like to contribute, I contribute a lot of money to many different departments as well. So I suggest consider donating because it helps all of these departments a lot. And thank you to the people that have donated this time around. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none. All those in favor of accepting those 4 donations, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Passes 8-0. Moving on to item B, Resolution 26-020. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt Resolution 26-020. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the private duty assistance compact agreement and any associated documents by and between the town of Monroe Police Department and the Oxford Police Department.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. There's a motion to adopt Resolution 26-020. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Enid Lapellis. Mr. First Selectman, discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Chief of Police has recommended entering into a private duty assistance compact with the town of Oxford. Special duty police agreements regulate the use of off-duty law enforcement officers for private or public projects, such as road construction. When neighboring towns cannot supply officers for their jobs, Monroe officers are used to backfill. The agreements specify the town's responsibilities, including hourly rates, insurance, and administrative fees. This agreement has been reviewed by our town attorney, who has provided his letter of opinion. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I will note this item passed with consensus through L&A. Any other discussion regarding this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting Resolution 26-020, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Moving on to C, Resolution 26-021. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt Resolution 26-021. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the Matthews Bus Alliance Sales Agreement and any associated documents by and between Matthews Bus Alliance for the procurement of the vehicle to be purchased.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. There's a motion to adopt Resolution 26-021. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Kohut. Mr. First Selectman.
I will say to this council, I'm very thankful that this is here today because our van broke down this morning. So we were making accommodations to move our seniors around in the meantime, but this is very much needed. As you know, the town of Monroe was awarded the Section 5310 grant, another grant in the amount of $122,776 from the Connecticut Department of Transportation, which will be used to replace our 2011 20-passenger bus at the Senior Center. The Senior Center capital budget has $29,800 in reserve dedicated to the procurement of this bus. The Senior Center director and town mechanic attended a pre-procurement meeting with the state vendor and added several safety features to the proposal. The increased cost for these safety features were an additional $4,205, which will be funded through the transportation donations. Attached for review and consideration is the vendor sales agreement. This agreement has been reviewed by our town attorney, who provided the attached opinion letter. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. This matter did go through LMA this evening. Is there any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-021, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Moving on to item D, resolution 26-022. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-022. Resolved that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the amendments to investment consulting agreements and any associated documents by and between Fiduciant Advisors, LLC, for the town of Monroe pension and OPEB trade services.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Mauer. Mr. First Selectman, discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The finance director has informed me that the custodian of the pension plan assets principal would no longer be executing trades at no cost. He recommended that the town amend their agreements with Fiduciant Advisors, LLC, for this service. Fiduciary Investment Advisors has been providing investment services for our pension and OPEB committee for years. This will allow efficient and accurate trades to be executed within the pension plan without being charged an additional fee. This matter has been reviewed by our town attorney, who provided the attachment letter of opinion, and Ron Bonovsky is here to answer any questions if there are any. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I will note that this matter did pass through LNA this evening. Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-022, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Moving on to E, resolution 26-023. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-023. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to appropriate $67,525 from the fiscal year 2026 Board of Finance contingency account for the implementation of the phone system replacement pursuant to Chapter 8, Section 7I of the Charter of the Town of Monroe, and that these funds be transferred from the Board of Finance contingency budget to the information technology budget to execute the desired phone system replacement.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Councilmember Mauer. Mr. First Selectman, discussion on this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This transfer is to cover the implementation of the phone system replacement. This was approved by the Board of Finance at their February 19th, 2026 meeting. The transfer of $67,525 from the Board of Finance contingency to the information technology budget is as follows. Board of Finance contingency, $67,525 to the information technology budget of $67,525. That is all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Paul Corse is here to explain anything about this transaction if there are any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I will note that this matter did go through LMA this evening. Is there any other discussion on this item? Councilmember Mauer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Some of us were able to listen to Paul when he presented to the Board of Finance on this item. Basics for those who weren't is that this is to replace Frontier, or most of Frontier's copper phone lines with online phone lines at a lot of our buildings. But I did want to make sure of tonight, and asked in LNA, which was not questioned during the Board of Finance, is that there will still be landline access at all of these buildings and at all of the schools. And we weren't sure about, from the Board of Finance meeting, how those were going to be serviced, because this is an online company. And Paul indicated that we will move as many of them away from Frontier as we can, that this company that we're going to has a third party who will maintain and service those copper lines. And for those that they cannot service, Frontier will continue to service those limited lines. So there will be no interruption on all of those.
Thank you. Any other discussion regarding this item? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of adopting resolution 26-023, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0, and we will move to item F. And I just need 1 moment. Ron is writing a final number for me. Hmm?
Everybody's doing it.
It's a little after.
It's made up of two pieces, 1,000 is ROV salaries admin, that's the account number, and the 77 is FICA taxes.
Okay. So,
That's fine, they're both included.
perfect. Thank you. Okay. I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-024. Resolve that pursuant to chapter 8, section 4 of the Monroe Town Charter, the town council approves the total fiscal year 27 municipal expenditure budget of $35,257,112, which incorporates a reduction from the registrar of voters salary administration line, which is account number 1001-103-003-1500001. And also includes the reduction of $77 from the HR, FICA, and Medicare line, account number 1001-101-0110-15065.
Can you repeat?
I will only say it once. Which is hereby forwarded to the Board of Finance, again, just for everybody's. The final number was $35,257,112. The Board of Finance. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lapellis. Discussion. As you probably could hear in my motion, this is related to the municipal budget, including contingency and other appropriations. Included in my motion were reductions that we had learned were a typographical error in the forming of the budget, which resulted in a $1,077 reduction from the registrar of voters section of our budget, which included the registrar of voters salary administrative line, as well as the HR, FICA, and Medicare line. Previously, those numbers were I read earlier. I will open the floor to other discussion.
Mr. Chair?
Councilmember Mauer.
I move to amend the proposed budget downwards by $1,000 on line 1001-101-105-153385 on the first selectman office expense downwards from $4,200 to $3,200.
So a reduction to that first selectman operating budget by $1,000.
Correct.
Right. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Kohut. Councilmember Mauer, it is your motion to amend.
Thank you. So this is a 5-year average that has never come in close to the budget. These are the small kinds of cuts that we can make, trim the fat away from the budget. While they are small, they can add up over time. And in 24-25, we spent $2,585 of actual expense. We budgeted $4,200 for this year, of which we've only spent $444 so far. This would still leave approximately $1,000 cushion for the 5-year average over the past 5 years. And it makes sense to trim this slightly downwards.
Thank you. Other discussion on this item? Hearing none. I'm going to call vote on the motion to amend. Duva.
Aye.
O'Rourke.
Aye.
Wales.
Nay.
Formicella, nay. Lapels.
Nay.
Mauer.
Aye.
Kohut.
Aye.
Gagnon.
Aye.
Motion fails 3-5. Are there any other motions or discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Move to amend.
Page number, please.
Page number is 50. Oh, we already did that one. Never mind. That's the register of voters. We already counted that one into the. So the next one is. Page number 54. Move to amend line item 1001-10510-0040-1534440. The town clerk printing line downwards by 500 from 2,000 to 1,500. We spent a total of $96 on this line for 24 to 20 fiscal year 24 and 25. We're at $477 year to date. We have a 5-year average that easily runs under $500 each year on this line. This still would provide for $1,000 cushion with a total of $1,500 lined in there, which is more than we would need. In talking with our town clerk, the $1,500 cushion does seem to be enough for that department.
Thank you. You need a second, but I'll count it. Is there a second? Thank you. Councilmember Gagnon seconded.
And then
okay, we'll incorporate it. Any other discussion on this motion to amend? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. Duva.
Aye.
O'Rourke.
Aye.
Wales.
Nay.
Formicella, nay. Lapels.
Nay.
Mauer.
Aye.
Kohut.
Aye.
Gagnon.
Aye.
Thank you. This motion fails 3-5. Any other discussion on the initial motion?
Yes. The next one is.
Page 128.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Page 128.
Motion to reduce line 1001-10510-103-0410-153045, the Stepney Volunteer Fire Department Building and Ground Maintenance line item downwards by $2,894 to a total of $9,166.
You said 2894?
Correct.
Thank you. All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Gagnon. Discussion, Mr. Mauer.
Yes, this is a line item that, again, we come in at a 5-year average of under $5,000, yet we budgeted $9,000 plus and now increased the budget an additional $2,894 with no added reasoning for those expenses. It's the same expenses as it has been year after year. To date, we have only spent $2,227 of the $9,166. This line is given to the Stepney Volunteer Fire Department by the Public Works Department, so it's not a number that they come up with on their own, and from the expenses, one comparing to the other fire departments in town, as well as to their historical numbers, is an unnecessary increase in their budget of over 30%.
Thank you. Any other discussion regarding this item? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. Duva? Nay. O'Rourke?
Nay.
Wales?
Nay.
Formicella, nay. LaPellis?
Nay.
Mauer?
Aye.
Kohut?
Aye.
Gagnon?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion fails 3-5. Any other discussion on the initial motion?
Yes. Page number 167. Motion to decrease line 1001-15109-0710-153390, the social services operating expenses downward by $1,000 from 2672 to 1672.
Thank you. Social service decrease $1,000.
Correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Gagnon. Mr. Mauer, discussion.
This is a line item that we have a 5-year average of approximately half of what it's currently budgeted for. In 2024, 2025, we only spent $1,217. To date this year, we've only spent $233 of a $2,622 budget. In addition, there was a $50 increase in the budget from last year to this year, with no explanation as to the needs for that increase. Doing this will still provide a comfortable cushion for this line item if there are items that come in over what we have paid in the past, but is one of those items that can be cut due to the 5-year average coming in well under what we budget for it each year.
Other discussions about this item? Hearing none, all those, I will take a roll call vote. Councilmember Duva.
Nay.
O'Rourke.
Nay.
Wales.
Nay.
Formicella, nay. LaPellis.
Nay.
Mauer.
Aye.
Kohut.
Aye.
Gagnon.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion fails 3-5. Moving on to the initial motion. Are there any other motions to be heard at this time?
I would like to make a recommendation to the Board of Finance.
Oh, okay. So the only thing I will ask is we'll just do the motions first, and then we'll go to discussion of a more open discussion. So just to kind of keep everything clean.
Absolutely.
So are there any other motions about adjusting the municipal budget, which includes contingency and other appropriations? The initial motion by myself was $35,257,112. Are there any other motions to adjust that number?
Mr. Chairman, if I could just add.
Sure. So I'm going to open it up to discussion, and then Mr. First Selectman, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Oh, you said go ahead? Okay.
There were no more.
Just to be helpful, the motion of cutting $1,000 from my office, that can be done. The packets that we put together for town council are around, closest calculation, about $6 each. We put together 11 of them every meeting. We have 22 meetings a year. It's a total of $1,452. We also take a cop off the road that I'd rather have on the road delivering the packets to council. So that is a way to, if we wanted to go paperless, that we could save that money. I just wanted to make that recommendation. Thank you.
Other discussions on the initial motion? Councilmember Gagnon, you did express a desire. Go ahead.
It is my recommendation to the Board of Finance that the Board of Education's proposed budget to be restored to the extent required to meet the current staffing and the contractual salary and insurance obligation. The intent being to preserve the current staff to student ratio.
Thank you. Councilmember
In
LaPellis.
reference to Mr. Bruni's, I would like to see a policeman on any road that they should be on. Okay, I mean, I ride along, I'm driving it on Pepper Street at 25 miles an hour, and I get passed as though I was just standing still. And, you know, there are cars, there are kids, there's dogs. I mean, I think we should follow all those laws. You know, if I wanted to speed, I would go on the highway, and I don't for that reason.
Thank you. Other discussion on the initial motion? Councilmember Cohen?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would make a recommendation that the Board of Finance include an advisory question asking, is the proposed budget too high, too low, or just right? Because in the past, we don't know what that vote actually indicates, especially if it is a nay vote. Are we reducing the budget or raising the budget? So that is my recommendation to the Board of Finance. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Other discussion on this? Councilmember Allen?
Mr. Chair, thank you. There are a few things that we can and can't do as a council. One of the things that we unfortunately can't do is make any adjustments to the Board of Education budget as a council. That purview lies to the Board of Education and the Board of Finance by law. That being said, what we can do is make recommendations to that Board of Finance in our official capacity as a council member. As a council member, I not only echo the both of the recommendations of my fellow council members to restore the budget to the amount that will, at the very least, allow for our current staffing and current class sizes to remain, if not above that, and also adding the advisory question. There are also a couple of other things that I think our Board of Finance needs to take a look at. One is our tax assumption rate. We consistently come in over on our tax collection based off of our assumptions, and that creates additional revenue, which tends to lead to surpluses each year. Also, our interest in dividends and other revenues that we bring in, we tend to, I completely agree with being conservative, but I think we've been too conservative on those numbers, that we have come in year and year after above on our revenue that's derived from the interest and dividends and the other revenues lines. If we can, to the extent that we budgeted 95,000 for that in for just other revenues in 25, 26, and we've already exceeded that at year to date. And that line was 457,388 in the 24, 25 line. So these are items where if we increase our revenue assumptions, it will lower the tax burden on the individual households because of the revenue adjusting for that rather than being a burden to the taxpayer based off of purely our expenses. Further, I would like them to look at our insurance line. I know we just recently got in some updated insurance numbers that will bring our insurance estimates downwards. So if the Board of Finance could look at that, that will also bring the Board of Ed's ask as well as the town side ask downwards, because the insurance estimate, the current insurance rates are lower than the estimate that we originally had, as well as our HR wage adjustments line. As Selectman Rooney indicated, we most likely have a contract coming before us for the police. So once that contract is adopted and we have a better estimate, that might be able to change our wage adjustment line as well as move that into the proper portion of the budget, creating a less of a tax burden. So if the Board of Finance can look at those items, I think it would be appropriate. And as I said, I echo the sentiments of my fellow council members to my left.
Thank you. Other discussion on the initial motion, budgetary number for resolution 26-024. Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-024, resolved that pursuant to chapter 8, section 4 of the Monroe Town Charter, the town council approves the total fiscal year 27 municipal expenditure budget of $35,257,112. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0, and that is it for new business. There are no unfinished matters of unfinished business. There are no unfinished matters of new business. And I am going to adjourn this meeting at 8:21 p.m. Thank you, everyone.